Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. So hey family, Eve here. So today the video that I'm about to create is going to be titled Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So family, today the significance of this video is to show you guys how Joshua and the Battle of Jericho fits this time, this day, these last days. And I want to show you the correlation between the trumpets in Joshua and the Battle of Jericho and the trumpets that are just sounded recently, like in the month of September, or the trumpets that sounded during this time that are mentioned in the book of Revelations chapter 8 through chapters 11. So family, let me show you. It says, so I want to tell you guys how why the trumpets sounding were so important during the time of our forefathers and why they were sounded during that time. I want to talk to you guys about the first month, the 10th day. So let me just read. So like I said, the significance of this video is to show you guys the reasons the trumpets was blown during the times of our forefathers as well as now. I also want to show you how they correlate with Joshua. The ones that's mentioned in Revelation correlate with the Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. I also want to talk to you guys about the first month, the 10th day, which according to the Julian or Gregorian calendar, which is calendar we use every day, is the first month, 10th day is January 10th. But according to the Hebrew calendar, the first month, 10th day is March 10th. However, both of those days are very popular with me because as a prophet of God or somebody God chooses, those days, as far as me, I was born January 10th, and as far as doing God's work, I went to jail on March 10th. So let me show you. It says, so the Most High told me that he, through those days and those dates, that he would use me mightily. I would become a prophet and a priest to him. See, so when you start serving God, you never know what your life entails, because God is going to do with you what he wants to do with you, because now you're his servant. You're a prophet to him. So all your works are done through him. So like I said, he used me. And going to jail was one of the ways he did. But he also used Joshua, and Joshua, he removed, like he cleaned Joshua up. He removed all the filthy garments from Joshua, and that's the same thing he did to me. He cleaned me up and made me a servant to him, as well as he did Joshua. I also want to show you guys, you know, how, because I was homeless and I was jailed, those were, like I said, my purposes are the works that I had to do. And by me going to jail, and the judgment that God said he's going to bring about from me going to jail was he's going to judge this judicial system, or he's going to judge this government, because they judge me. They brought about an offense to me, because, especially because I'm no longer under their government. And I came from underneath their government, and that was the way God cleaned me up, from bringing me from underneath their government through authenticating my birth certificate. That birth certificate state that I was born on the first month, the 10th day. So like I said, I'm going to be mentioning that date a lot throughout this video. So I went to jail. He said that would be his way of judging them. So because I wasn't under their government anymore. However, God showed me that it wasn't them that the reason I went to jail for. It was him. That he wanted me to go to jail so that I could preach the liberty to the prisoners, so that I can teach. And I became homeless so that I could be out on the street to show homeless people to don't lose hope, that they can always count on him, to turn their hearts to him. So he told me to go to the book of Luke chapter 4 verses 18, and I will understand what my purpose was. And the book of Luke chapter 4 verses 18 says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the prisoners, and recover the sight of the blind, and to set liberty to them that are oppressed." He also told me that he would that those walls, those jail walls, would be symbolic for the walls of Jericho, and that they would soon come tumbling down. So I'm assuming, I'm believing that the first month and the 10th day is when he would deal with those walls. And the reason that they brought an offense to me by me not being under their government too, the book of Exodus 21:16 says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. They stole me, like they kidnapped me and sold me, because they make money off of you when you're in jail. Every day they make a certain amount of money. And I was found in their hands. So God said they shall surely be put to death. See, and that's what they have been doing to the children of Israel throughout generations, throughout time. The nations that are over the government has been putting us in jail, bringing us before their judges and their courts, and we have been found in their hands. So guess what? God said they shall surely be put to death. So let's go to the book of Zechariah. Let me show you what God said about how he cleaned up Joshua. Let me see, I gotta find it. Oh my God, I just had it. Zechariah 3. Come on, Zechariah 3, chapter 3, verses 1 through 5, I think it is. Chapter 3. Okay, here we go. And it said, and he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee, O Satan, even the Lord that has chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with change of raiment. And I said, let them set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head, and clothed him with garment. And the angel of the Lord stood by, and the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, said the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of the land in one day. And that day, said the Lord of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig. That stone is Jesus. He's going to rebuild Israel through Jesus. And also, you see where he said he cleaned Joshua, put clean raiments on him, took away the filthy garments, and set him priest, and allowed him to judge his people. So God has actually done that with me. But I know people don't think much of me because I'm just little old me. But God thinks a lot of me because he chose me to do his works. And I have been doing them. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to mention that date often. So let's go to the book of Joshua chapter 6. Let's go to chapter 4, 19 through 24 first. And let's see what it says. It says, and the people came out of Jordan on the 10th day of the first month, and encamped in Gilgal, in the east border of Jericho. And those 12 stones which they took out of Jordan did Joshua pitch in Gilgal. And he spake unto the children of Israel, saying, when your children shall ask their fathers in time to come, saying, what mean these stones? Then ye shall let your children know, saying, Israel came out of the Jordan on dry land, for the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan from before you, until ye were passed over. And the Lord your God did the Red Sea, which he dried up before us, until we were gone over, that all the people of the earth might know that the hand of the Lord that is mighty, that ye might fear the Lord your God forever. So right there it's talking about how God dried up the Red Sea when he brought the children of Israel out of Egypt with Moses, and he dried up the Jordan River when he brought the children out of brought them to the walls of Jericho, Gilgal. So family, I'm just showing you guys how Joshua, how God used Joshua. And I'm kind of symbolic for Joshua during this time. No, I'm not praising myself, and I'm not boasting, and I'm not giving myself no credit. I'm just showing you what God has been doing with me, and how I'm symbolic for Joshua and this government, the walls of Jericho, this whole judicial system, the walls of Jericho, and how now they get ready to tumble down, and how he used me, how he said he's going to use me to bring those walls down, and he did it through my birth certificate, 110. So let's go to Joshua chapter 6, verses 1 through 5, and it says, "Now Jericho was straitly shut up because the children of Israel, none went out and none came in." Ain't that what's going on with us now? "And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor, and ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days, and 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of the ram's horn. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the walls of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before him." And let's see, 15 through 17 says, "And it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early about the dawning of the day, and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, Shout, for the Lord hath given you the city, and the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein, to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, and she all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent." Rahab is the harlot that hid the spies of Israel that spied out the city of Jericho so that they would know how to take it. Rahab also became one of our foremothers. She married Obed and gave birth to Boaz, and Boaz married Ruth, and they gave birth to Jesse, and then David, and then so on and so on. And that's the lineage which Jesus came from. Yes. Also Judah. Also, yeah. so yeah, that's the story. But yeah, Rahab, she became one of our people through marrying one of our forefathers. And she also was the mother of our people. Like Jesus came from her lineage. So let's keep going. So let's go to the book of Joshua. Let's see what Joshua 23, 1 and 5 says. 1 through 5, 23, 1 through 5 says, "And it came to pass a long time after the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies round about, that Joshua waxed old and was stricken in age. And Joshua called for all Israel, and for their elders, and for their heads, and for the judges, and for their officers, and said unto them, I am old and stricken in age, and ye have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto all these nations because of you. For the Lord your God is that hath fought for you, is he that hath fought for you. Behold, I have divided unto you by lots these nations that remain, to be an inheritance for your tribes, for Jordan, with all the nations that I have cut off, even unto the great sea westward." And that's over here. "And the Lord your God, he shall expel them from before you, and drive them from out of your sight, and ye shall possess their lands, and the Lord your God hath promised unto you." So right there, he's telling us that God used him to tear down the walls of Jericho and to take over those lands and give them to Israel. And those lands still belong to Israel this very day. Guys, I did a video called Deportation, and that video is telling you why deportation is happening here in the government or in the world, because God is moving those people off the land so that he can give them back to the children of Israel. So like I said, I want to show you guys why the trumpets were blown during the times of our forefathers and even now. So like I told you how they were blown for communication, for hold on. I said they were blown for communications, to gather people, announce kings, call to war, repentance, celebrate feasts, mark traditions like moving camps, and signal God's presence and prepare for judgment on the Messiah's coming, serving as alarms, announcements, and calls to worship and reflection. So guys, that's what I was trying to tell you. The trumpets were being blown. They were blown on September 1st and 2nd of this year to show you that God is about to bring about judgment. The Jubilee, that's why deportation has happened also too, because the Jubilee is the time when God has given every man his land or his inheritance back. All prisoners, captives, indentured servants, everybody go free. The year Jubilee is the time that it's a time of God's release. And that's the Jubilee was the time also that the Jews, the Israelites, and the Hebrews celebrated that time. That's a feast time, the Jubilee, for our people. And that time, this year, is the year of Jubilee. So family, let's keep going. So like I said, I just want to show you guys why the trumpet sounded, why the number 110 is so prevalent, and why all of these things are going on. So I gave you the reason the trumpets were blown, and during the time of our forefathers. So let me show you. Let's go to Joshua chapter 24, 15 through 20. And it says, 24:14 says, "Now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord." 15 says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorite in whose land ye shall dwell. But as far as me and my house, we shall serve the Lord." And the people answered and said, "God forbid that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods. For the Lord our God, it is he that brought us up out of our forefathers, out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, and which did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the ways wherein we went, and among all the people through whom we have passed. And the Lord drove out from before us the people, even the Amorites, which dwelt in the land. Therefore we will also serve the Lord, for he is our God." And Joshua said unto the people, "Ye cannot serve the Lord, for he is an holy God. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgression nor your sin. If ye forsake the Lord and serve strange gods, then he will turn and do you hurt, and consume you after he had done you good." And the people said unto Joshua, "Nay, but we will serve the Lord." And Joshua said unto the people, "Ye are witnesses against yourself that ye have chosen